Now, last little note here. I've been holding off waiting to talk about this because, man, I kind of hate that there's been recruiting updates for Arch Manning going back to his freshman year, sophomore year. I don't know. I just feel like it's a little too much for me. But, hey, now we're in the official 2023 recruiting cycle, as hard as that is to believe. And that means Arch Manning is coming up, the number one prospect in the country, number one quarterback. We all know the family legacy there. And there was speculation that he was down to Texas and Alabama. But credit to Steve Wilfog over there, 24/7 Sports, one of the best, arguably the best recruiting insider in the country. Not only has he said that's not true, Arch Manning has not narrowed his list. He's expanded on his list here. Now we know the names here: Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas. Those are four that Arch Manning has kind of had lingering for quite some time now. According to Steve Wilfong, two other SEC programs in the mix, and this is going to be music to the ears of fans in Baton Rouge and Gainesville, because Florida and LSU, according to Steve Wilfong, are in the mix for Arch Manning. And, man, that's a big deal, particularly for those two new coaches. You got to believe, if this is accurate information, that the Manning family very high on Brian Kelly, very high on Billy Napier, and we were talking about it on our last episode. If you missed it, go back and watch it. Who's going to be more successful, Billy Napier or Brian Kelly? I don't want to overstate things because I hate putting so much pressure on these young players, but it may come down to who signs Arch Manning. If one of those two programs manages to bring in the five-star quarterback, you got to think they're clear leader to be the better program. So, again, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, LSU, Florida, apparently all in the running for the five-star quarterback, and just so much on the line. I know some people aren't buying the hype. Oh, he's just a Manning. I heard the same thing about Eli. Would he be number one overall pick if his last name was Smith? Well, Eli Manning's probably going to go under the Hall of Fame. He's won multiple Super Bowls. So, hey, there's something to this Manning name. Arch, Peyton, Eli, now Archie, next on line. And, whoever signs Arch Manning is probably going to also sign the number one recruiting class in the country, because players they all want to play with the best. And where's the number one quarterback going? That's going to generate so much buzz on the recruiting trail. It's going to be a boom for one of these programs that lands them. And the only other little Arch Manning nugget here that I don't think this has become official yet, but this could really be a feather in the cap of the Texas Longhorns. Steve Sarkisian is apparently trying to bring on David Cutcliffe to be an offensive analyst. And, of course, the tie there, everybody knows he was Eli Manning's head coach at Ole Miss. He was Peyton's offensive coordinator at Tennessee. The Manning family loves them some David Cutcliffe, and why wouldn't they? But you got to think that, if David Cutcliffe joins the staff, the Manning family is going to be very, very comfortable sending Arch to go play in a program that has David Cutcliffe. I'm not saying that'll be the end-all, be-all on all that, but certainly something to monitor here as Arch Manning, he goes into his last summer of his college recruitment, and no timeline for his pending decision, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, it's going to be one of these 6 schools: Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, LSU, and now Florida added to the mix.